Anish was in the process of relocating to a new residence as a result of receiving a significant promotion at his workplace. That is exactly the reason he decided to relocate from his original city to reside in a different city. It was his very first day in the newly acquired residence. He was organizing his possessions and surveying the new residence when he observed something resembling a chest in the basement area. What exactly is this object? It appears to be a chest, but for what reason would there be a chest in this particular house? What might it contain? He carefully transported the chest outside and commenced a thorough examination of it. It possesses a lock on it. Does this imply that it belongs to someone? It would likely be best to return it to its original place. Whoever the owner is, they will probably come and retrieve it, I assume. As Anish made contact with the chest with the intention of returning it to its original place, a radiant yellow light began to emanate from within. Anish was feeling quite frightened and couldn't comprehend anything at all. The captivating yellow light radiating from the chest held his attention. I absolutely must open it to discover what lies within. Anish retrieved a stone from outside and proceeded to break the lock of the chest. As soon as the lock was broken, the light stopped coming out from inside. Subsequently, Anish carefully exited the room. What have I done? I've made a considerable mistake, but now that it is broken, I might as well discover what's inside. Anish then proceeded to open the chest. As soon as he took a quick glance inside, he was utterly astonished. Inside, the entire chest was thoroughly filled with a substantial amount of gold. There were numerous gold coins present. On the very top, there was additionally a white-colored letter. Anish carefully picked up the letter and began to read it. Whoever discovers this gold must utilize it for their own personal benefit. If they choose not to, the individual will meet their untimely demise. Anish felt exceedingly frightened after reading the letter, but in the very next moment, an intense desire for the gold emerged in his mind. Only an absolute fool would believe what this letter asserts. However, since I've uncovered this gold, I cannot allow it to go to waste. My fortune has changed, and now I too. Certainly, Anish became considerably affluent. He commenced altering his destiny with those precious coins. He relinquished his occupation and acquired an expansive mansion to reside in. Anish delighted in all the extravagant amenities of the world. When Anish exhausted his resources, he returned to the chest to retrieve additional gold. When he unlocked the chest, there was merely a single solitary coin left, and underneath it rested a mysterious, dark letter. Anish cautiously picked up the letter and began reading it. Whoever uses this last coin for their own personal gain will disappear from this world. This time, Anish felt even more frightened because he absolutely did not want to utilize that coin. What is the meaning of all this? Should I place my trust in this letter or not, as there is a potential risk to my existence? According to the initial letter, I have been using this gold for my own benefit up until now, which is the reason I am still alive. Now, if I decide to take this coin, therefore, something potentially could happen to me. No, I absolutely cannot accept this. Anish did not take out that last remaining gold coin. His financial resources were depleting. Then, unexpectedly, one day his friend Mooney paid him a visit. Mooney also resided in the same city. Mooney was utterly astonished to see Anish's residence. He had absolutely no prior knowledge about it. Hello, Brother Anish. Did you happen to win a lottery or something similar? You can't possibly become this wealthy just from a regular job, or is there some other hidden secret? Oh, no, there's absolutely no secret. Actually, I sold the piece of land that was in my name in the village, and that's how I managed to accomplish all of this. It's fortunate that Mooney didn't entirely believe Anish's story regarding the land. Since selling land alone couldn't possibly afford such opulence, Mooney decided to stay at Anish's residence for a couple of days, perhaps 2 or 3. Throughout his stay, he made numerous attempts to inquire about Anish's mysterious secret, yet Anish consistently refrained from revealing the truth. After the 3rd day, Mooney returned to his own home. Several months went by, and Anish eventually exhausted all of his funds. He began selling various household possessions in order to purchase food. One day, unable to endure the situation any longer, he reached out to Mooney. Mooney, please listen carefully. I am in need of your assistance. Oh, are you being serious? Greetings, Anish. What compels you to seek my guidance? Indeed, I find myself in need of acquiring some financial support. Another jest. Kindly remain silent. Nevertheless, I have nothing available to provide you in terms of assistance. My employment barely sustains my household's daily operations. Oh, please listen to me. Mooney ended the call. Anish became exceedingly upset. On one particular night, his condition deteriorated quite significantly. There wasn't a single morsel of food remaining in the entire house, nor was there anything left that he could possibly sell. Ultimately, he made the decision to take that coin. I must make use of that coin. It's more preferable to utilize it and pass away with a full stomach than to perish from severe starvation. Anish carefully retrieved the chest and subsequently departed with the coin securely in his possession. After numerous days, he consumed food to his heart's fullest contentment, and nothing occurred to me. I am still very much alive. This particular letter was strategically placed merely to frighten someone. He began cautiously approaching the chest, filled with apprehension. As soon as Anish proceeded to open the chest, a brilliant white light commenced to emanate from within it. He became frightened. As soon as the radiant light fell upon Anish's body, his entire body began to float in the air all by itself. I beseech you, someone, please offer your assistance. I implore you. Regrettably, no one heard his desperate plea. In an exceedingly brief period of time, his entire body metamorphosed into a mound of glistening gold coins, and all those coins commenced to move into the chest. As soon as the very last coin slipped into the chest, the lid closed securely, and a serene tranquility enveloped the surroundings, restoring everything to how it had been previously. Several days subsequent to the incident, Anish's companion Mooney returned to pay him a visit at his residence. However, upon stepping inside the house, he observed that there was neither any furniture present, nor was Anish anywhere to be found. He thoroughly searched the entire house for Anish, yet he couldn't locate him anywhere. As he meandered around the residence, his gaze suddenly landed on that chest. So, this is the secret, he thought. He became wealthy, not by selling land in America, but by selling the gold he discovered from the land. As soon as Monica uttered these words, a radiant light began to emanate from the chest. The sage experienced a profound sense of fearfulness, yet he mustered all his courage and proceeded to open the chest. Oh, such an astonishing abundance of gold! Now it is mine. At that particular moment, the sage's gaze fell upon a letter that was placed inside the chest. He carefully picked up the letter. He began reading the letter with careful attention. Whoever happens to stumble upon this treasure must utilize it for their own advantage. Should they fail to accomplish this, that particular individual shall meet their unfortunate demise. Such is the decree. The mysterious game with the puzzling chest has started again. One day, a forest officer, Amarnath, and Deep were all seated in the forest office. Amarnath and Deep, you both are the most skilled hunters in this entire region. I have thoroughly reviewed your records, which is precisely why you have been summoned here. We require your assistance. The population of wolves in this forest has risen considerably. And they do not appear to be ordinary wolves. They seem somewhat peculiar. Do not worry, sir. The task will be accomplished.
By the time tomorrow morning arrives, all of the wolves will have vanished, but you are capable of handling this task as well. Why is our assistance necessary? Oh, you might not entirely comprehend the situation. We are government officials, and as a result, we are not permitted to harm any of the animals residing within the forest. But what about the monetary compensation? You'll receive your money as soon as the work is done. Suddenly, Deep observed the officer's left hand with keen attention. There, he noticed that an animal had clawed the officer. Who clawed you? Which wild animal did you come across? Oh no. It was merely that I sustained this injury while practicing when I accidentally bumped into a wire. The officer's explanation wasn't entirely convincing because the noticeable mark appeared to be from a wild animal. As soon as their conversation concluded, Amarnath and Deep departed. That very night, Amarnath and Deep ventured into the jungle to embark on a hunting expedition. They were both progressing towards the dense and thick forest in the automobile, with Amarnath at the steering wheel and Deep seated beside him. Why the rush? Could we not commence our hunting expedition in the morning hours? Isn't hunting during the morning quite enjoyable? What exactly is so enjoyable about it? How hazardous is it during the nighttime hours? The most essential aspect is that this jungle and its creatures are unfamiliar to us. There is no immediate danger. During the nighttime, all the wild animals tend to rest, and that's precisely when hunting them becomes more manageable. In the morning, those very same animals are quite vigilant. And that's precisely when they have the potential to be more perilous to us. That's all well and good, but if a wild animal is foaming at the mouth, are we going to put it to sleep permanently as well? You consistently become frightened without any valid reason. Nothing's gonna happen. Deep was extremely frightened. Amarnath halted the vehicle right in the midst of the dense jungle, and both individuals exited the car. The forest was extraordinarily dense, causing the moonlight to barely reach them at all. Amarnath meticulously retrieved a couple of firearms from the vehicle, handed one over to Deep, and calmly articulated, "Here, take this firearm. It's completely loaded. If you encounter any wolf, just fire at it immediately. We must complete the task by morning, and yes, stop being fearful now. I'm right here with you. Let's proceed." Amarnath and Deep commenced advancing deeper into the thick forest. During this interval, they distinctly heard the prolonged howl of a wolf. Deep felt a slight sense of apprehension upon hearing that specific sound, whereas Amarnath was genuinely exhilarated to hear it. It appears that we have finally arrived at our destination. Let us proceed to hunt the water wolves. Amarnath began sprinting forward with great enthusiasm. Deep, too, started running in pursuit of him, but Amarnath quickly accelerated and overtook him effortlessly. "Amarnath! Hey, wait for me, Amarnath!" Deep suddenly came to an abrupt halt in his movement. He was unable to locate Amarnath in any direction. He halted immediately at that spot and began to call out loudly, "Amarnath, Amarnath, where precisely are you located? Amarnath, is it possible for you to hear me?" Amarnath's voice echoed from a considerable distance away. "Hey, I'm over here. Come over quickly." Deep was advancing forward with great caution, taking one deliberate step at a time, when unexpectedly a wolf emerged right in front of him. Upon seeing that wolf, Deep became so frightened that he was unable to even lift his gun. Because it was not just an ordinary wolf. The wolf was significantly larger than typical wolves, and the most horrifying aspect was that it possessed two heads. It appeared exceedingly fierce. Out of sheer fear, the firearm slipped from Deep's grasp. Oh, it possesses two heads? I've never encountered a wolf quite like this anywhere before. You will not have the opportunity to witness it either, as we reside within this forest. Upon hearing the voice emanating from the wolf's mouth, Deep became increasingly frightened. You are even capable of speaking, Knaus.
Certainly, and we specifically consume human beings exclusively.
Upon hearing the wolf's words, Deep immediately began sprinting away from that place. The wolf pursued him relentlessly. Meanwhile, Amarnath was cautiously walking with a firearm in his hand when, all of a sudden, he heard Deep's terrified screams. Amarnath quickly turned around and inquired, "Deep, what has happened to you?"
Indeed, however, he commenced running towards the direction from which Deep's voice was emanating. All of a sudden, he heard the howling of numerous wolves. He felt a bit frightened, but continued running. Along the path, he noticed Deep's gun lying on the ground. Where could Deep have disappeared to?
Amarnath commenced running once more, but as he was sprinting, his foot unexpectedly slipped, causing him to fall down. He glanced back and was utterly stunned with fear. There was an abundance of blood on the ground, and beside it lay Deep's clothes, thoroughly soaked in blood. At that precise moment, he detected some rustling emanating from the bushes situated behind him. He swiftly turned around and observed 4 glowing red eyes intently staring at him. Without hesitation, he promptly picked up his firearm and stood poised, aiming directly at those ominous eyes. "Ah, so you are indeed 2 wolves, aren't you? Come on now." As soon as those 4 ominous red eyes emerged from the dense bushes, Amarnath began to tremble uncontrollably with fear. Witnessing the enormous 2-headed wolf, Amarnath was utterly speechless. Blood was dripping profusely from both of the wolf's mouths. He commenced advancing in the direction of Amarnath. Summoning his courage, Amarnath discharged a shot at the creature, yet the bullet impacted the wolf's abdomen like a trivial pebble and dropped to the earth. He attempted another shot, but it similarly proved ineffective. "There was absolutely no usefulness. Your toys will not accomplish anything advantageous for us." Upon hearing the terrifyingly loud howl of the wolf, Amarnath became extremely frightened, and the firearm slipped from his grasp. He began desperately pleading with the wolf for the preservation of his life. "Please allow me to leave, and I assure you that I shall never return to this forest again. No individual is permitted to hunt within this forest, yet you have ventured this far. Kindly reveal who dispatched you here with the intention to eliminate us." "That forest officer ought to have successfully eradicated that officer yesterday, but unfortunately he managed to evade capture. I was under the impression that our intimidation strategies would effectively dissuade him from coming back to the forest, but I was mistaken in my assumption. There is no necessity to be worried about him. We shall address him at a subsequent time as well." "What precisely do you mean by that?" "That particular officer was aware of your existence, yet he deliberately sent us here to meet our demise. Just yesterday, I managed to strike his hand, but unfortunately, he managed to escape. Today, however, I am determined to break into his residence and end his life." The wolf aggressively advanced towards Amarnath and forcefully struck his chest with its sharp claws not once but twice. Blood started to flow profusely from Amarnath's ears and mouth. The wolf then moved forward and violently tore open his stomach with its powerful teeth, resulting in Amarnath's immediate death right there. Blood was steadily dripping from the wolf's mouth. Suddenly, there was an unmistakable rustle in the nearby bushes, and numerous pairs of glowing red eyes emerged. You all consume this meanwhile. I'll proceed to check on that officer. After today, no one will dare to even glance towards our jungle.
Saying this, the wolf swiftly ran away from that place, and numerous other wolves that closely resembled him emerged from the bushes and started devouring Amarnath's lifeless body. The officer was resting quite comfortably in his room when he suddenly perceived the unmistakable sound of the door being opened. And he suddenly awoke. As soon as the door swung open, he noticed the ominous shadow of the wolf cast upon the wall and became quite frightened. The wolf, in a fit of anger, began moving swiftly towards the officer. The officer immediately picked up the gun lying on the table and started shooting at the wolf.
Did you forget, officer, that this is actually mine?
This cannot cause any harm to me. The wolf unexpectedly lunged at the officer and eliminated him in a single swift motion. After dealing with the officer, the wolf howled loudly, and following that incident, no one dared to venture near that forest. When they eventually became hungry, those wolves would venture into the human settlement and consume the people. Villagers. I'm the infamous Dakot Mangal Singh speaking. Whatever treasures and wealth those people hold now, please take it out and hand it over to us. And if any individual endeavors to act with cleverness,
Hey, attempted to obstruct the path. He'll lose his life. Chief, it appears that the villagers are not going to come out in this manner. We will need to go inside. Thoroughly search the entire settlement and do not leave a single individual untouched. Our leader is vociferously shouting at the top of his lungs, and you're sleeping like a log. Come on, let's get moving.
I made a mistake, sir. I truly made a mistake. Kindly inform me where the belongings are situated. I'm being sincere with you, sir. I own absolutely nothing. I'm telling the truth. I am indeed a very destitute person, but
I am capable of providing you with information regarding a specific location where you possess the potential to uncover a substantial amount of wealth. Which specific location, my dear brother? Approximately 50 miles from this particular point lies the Bhangar Fort. At that site, you will discover an abundance of wealth so vast that it can sustain your next 1,000 generations with ease. How are you aware of this information? Because I was employed as a security guard there for several years.
very well, we are releasing you, but be warned, if your information proves to be incorrect, we will ensure that your demise upon our return will be so terrifying that even your soul will shudder. Let's proceed, friends. We must make our way to the Bhangar Fort.
This is the consequence for oppressing those who are less fortunate. All of you advance towards Bhangar and encounter your unavoidable demise, as the guardian spirit of Bhangar will not demonstrate any mercy towards you. Chief, the fortress is presently not visible from our current location, and the pathway ahead seems to be obstructed as well. Chief, could it be possible that the local villager misled us? Everyone harbors a deep fear of death, so he likely wouldn't have been dishonest. I suggest you all should do one particular thing.
Disperse in every possible direction and ascertain if you are able to discover an alternative pathway, please. Chief, we have successfully discovered the pathway. It appears that this specific route might lead directly to the Bhangar fort. Uncle, oh, my most cherished uncle! Certainly, my most beloved son, kindly do enlighten me. Uncle, we are in need of traveling to the Bhangar fort. Is this indeed the correct pathway? However, why are all of you venturing there at such a late hour during the night? Are you planning to plunder the treasure that is stored within the fort? In that particular situation, you are on the brink of doing something incorrect. I urge you to turn back from this location. So you are endeavoring to hinder us, old man. Do not even contemplate trying to obstruct us, or we shall take away the remaining life you possess. Is that understood? Now step aside. I am not endeavoring to hinder you individuals. I am simply endeavoring to offer an explanation. Hey, I advised you to step aside. Do not try to reason excessively. Kindly move out of the way. Very well, do whatever you desire. Proceed. It seems the elderly gentleman has become frightened. The game appears to be quite expansive, and it seems there will be a significant amount of treasure contained within. Let's proceed inside. The fort is remarkably expansive from the interior, yet I am unable to precisely determine the exact location of the treasure, wherever it might be. Our eyes will undoubtedly discover it. Chief, there's a light radiating from that specific room, and it seems as though there's something present in there. Wow, witnessing such an abundance of treasure truly makes my heart feel joyous. Indeed, there is an immense amount of treasure within this Bhangar fort that could sustain our lineage for 1,000 generations. You were absolutely correct, Chief, weren't you? We must not delay any further! Let us proceed to fill the bags with all of the treasure and make our departure! You are undoubtedly correct. Quickly pack everything into the bags. Your behavior was not suitable. You ought not to have continued in that way. So that's the very same elderly man who showed us the way, correct? Yes, indeed, I am the one. I am saying once again, return all the treasure. Return it. We haven't traveled all this way to leave empty-handed. We will take the treasure with us. As long as I continue to remain present here, you are unable to take even a single pebble from this ancient fortification. If you genuinely value your life, then you should turn back. Who will prevent us, old man? Who exactly are you to us? The protector of Bhangar, Ban Singh, or perhaps the guardian of Bhangar?
You are speaking quite extensively, elderly gentleman. Now, kindly proceed to ascend. As long as Singh continues to be present here, absolutely no one can inflict harm upon even a single hair of Pangar, because I am genuinely the guardian and protector of Pangar.